Book of Enoch, the most mysterious and intriguing secret book. This book is referenced as in other books of the Bible, but the full sculpture was lost for the past 2,000 years. For example, in Genesis 5:25 says Enoch walked with God, then he was no more, because God took him. Watch the full video until the end. The video includes the conspiracy of hiding this book. Here is the history when Book of Enoch discovered. As mentioned in 2 Chronicle 43:40 and 2 Kings 21-118, Manasseh did evil in the sight of the Lord, according to the abominations of the nations whom the Lord had cast out before the children of Israel. He was an idolater who turned against God and worshipped every kind of pagan deity. Manasseh was guilty of immorality. He practiced every conceivable evil and perversion, devoted himself to witchcraft, and was a murderer, even sacrificing his sons to a pagan god. He even set a carved image of Asherah that he had made in the temple of God. Manasseh even led the entire nation to sin. Because of this, Israel's filled with blood. At this time, Jews moved to Egypt, and they took the Ark of Covenant together with the Book of Enoch. The Jews migrated after refuge for some period of time in Egypt. They moved to the origin of Nile River, then they settled in around Lake Tana, Ethiopia, in the source of Nile. Some of them are still rescued there. This is what most scholars argue why the original copy of the scripture was found only in Ethiopia. Ethiopian translated the original Hebrew book to G's Ethiopian language. In 1773, the Scottish travel writer and explorer James Bruce, who confirmed the source of the Blue Nile and spent more than many years in North Africa and Ethiopia, brought 3 copies of the book from Ethiopia to the world. Who is Enoch? Enoch is a biblical figure and patriarch prior to Noah's flood and the son of Jared and father of Methuselah. He was of the antediluvian period in the Hebrew Bible. Enoch lived 365 years before he was taken by God. Enoch was taken from this life so that he did not experience death. He could not be found because God had taken him away. For before he was taken, he was commended as one who pleased God. In this book there is nothing written about Noah. Probably Enoch wrote the book 50 or 40 years before the Genesis flood. Enoch wrote the book for 2 main reasons. The first reason, the angels command him to write the book. The second reason is to escape his families from Genesis flood. The book discusses about the fallen angel, Nephilim, or a group of mysterious beings or people of unusually large size and strength, how civilization and science started, worlds that no one but Enoch saw, calendars, astronomy, fragrant sweeter smelling plants, Genesis flood. The first part of the Book of Enoch describes the fall of the Watchers, the angels who fathered the angel-human hybrids called Nephilim. You can read more about Nephilims from The Ashes of Angels, book by Andrew Collins. The remainder of the book describes Enoch's revelations and his visits to heaven in the form of travels, visions, and dreams. The word of the blessing of Enoch, how he blessed the elect and the righteous, who were to exist in the time of trouble, rejecting all the wicked and ungodly. Enoch, a righteous man, who was with God, answered and spoke, while his eyes were open, and while he saw a holy vision in the heavens. This the angels showed me. From them I heard all things, and understood what I saw, that which will not take place in this generation, but in a generation which is to succeed at a distant period, on account of the elect. Upon their account I spoke and conversed with him, who will go forth from his habitation. The Holy and Mighty One, the God of the world, who will hereafter tread upon Mount Sinai, appear with his host, and be manifested in the strength of his power from heaven. All shall be afraid, and the watchers be terrified. Great fear and trembling shall seize them, even to the ends of the earth. The lofty mountains shall be troubled, and the exalted hills depressed, melting like a honeycomb in the flame. The earth shall be immerged, and all things which are in it perish, while judgment shall come upon all, even upon all the righteous. But to them shall he give peace, he shall preserve the elect, and towards them exercise clemency. Then shall all belong to God, be happy and blessed, and the splendor of the Godhead shall illuminate them. Behold, he comes with 10,000s of his saints, to execute judgment upon them, and destroy the wicked, and reprove all the carnal for everything which the sinful and ungodly have done, and committed against him. All who are in the heavens know what is transacted there. They know that the heavenly luminaries change not their paths, that each rises and sets regularly, every one at its proper period, without transgressing the commands which they have received. They behold the earth, and understand what is there transacted, from the beginning to the end of it. They see that every work of God is invariable in the period of its appearance. They behold summer and winter, perceiving that the whole earth is full of water, and that the cloud, the dew, and therein refresh it.
They consider and behold every tree, how it appears to wither, and every leaf to fall off, except of 14 trees, which are not deciduous,
which wait from the old to the appearance of the new leaf, for 2 or 3 winters. Again they consider the days of summer, that the sun is upon it at its very beginning. While you seek for a covered and shady spot on account of the burning sun, while the earth is scorched up with fervid heat, and you become incapable of walking either upon the ground or upon the rocks in consequence of that heat, they consider how the trees, when they put forth their green leaves, become covered and produce fruit, understanding everything, and knowing that he who lives forever does all these things for you, that the works at the beginning of every existing year, that all his works are subservient to him and invariable, yet as God has appointed, so are all things brought to pass. They see how the seas and the rivers together complete their respective operations. But you endure not patiently, nor fulfill the commandments of the Lord, but you transgress and calumniate his greatness, and malignant are the words in your polluted mouths against his majesty. Therefore your days shall you curse, and the years of your lives shall perish, perpetual execration shall be multiplied, and you shall not obtain mercy. In those days shall you resign your peace with the eternal maledictions of all the righteous, and sinners shall perpetually execrate you with the ungodly. The elect shall possess light, joy, and peace, and they shall inherit the earth. But you, ye unholy, shall be accursed. Then shall wisdom be given to the elect, all of whom shall live, and not again transgress by impiety or pride, but shall humble themselves, possessing prudence, and shall not repeat transgression. They shall not be condemned the whole period of their lives, nor die in torment and indignation, but the sum of their days shall be completed. And they shall grow old in peace, while the years of their happiness shall be multiplied with joy, and with peace, forever, the whole duration of their existence. It happened after the sons of men had multiplied in those days, that daughters were born to them, elegant and beautiful. And when the angels, the sons of heaven, beheld them, they became enamored of them, saying to each other, Come, let us select for ourselves wives from the progeny of men, and let us beget children. Then their leader Samyaza said to them, I fear that you may perhaps be indisposed to performance of this enterprise, and that I alone shall suffer for so grievous a crime.
But they answered him and said, We all swear,
and bind ourselves by mutual execrations, that we will not change our intention, but execute our projected undertaking. Then they swore all together, and all bound themselves by mutual execrations. Their whole number was 200, who descended upon Ardes, which is the top of Mount Armin. That mountain therefore was called Armin, because they had sworn upon it, and bound themselves by mutual execrations. These are the names of their chiefs: Samyaza, who was their leader, Urakabaramo, Akibiel, Tamiel, Camuel, Danil, Azkiel, Sarachniel, Asael, Armers, Batral, Anain, Zav, Samsavil, Erdel, Churel, Yamiel, Eraziel. These were the prefect of the 200 angels, and the remainder were all with them. Then they took wives, each choosing for himself, whom they began to approach, and with whom they cohabited, teaching them sorcery, incantations, and the dividing of roots and trees. And the women conceiving brought forth giants, whose stature was each 300 cubits. These devoured all which the labor of men pivajused, until it became impossible to feed them, when they turned themselves against men, in order to devour them, and began to injure birds, beasts, reptiles, and fishes, to eat their flesh one after another, and to drink their blood. Then the earth reproved the unrighteous. Moreover, Azazel taught men to make swords, knives, shields, breastplates, the fabrication of mirror and the workmanship of bracelets and ornaments, the use of paint, the beautifying of the eyebrows, the use of stones of every valuable and select kind, and of all sorts of dyes, so that the world became altered. Impiety increased, fornication multiplied, and they transgressed and corrupted all their ways. Amazarach taught all the sorcerers and dividers of roots. Armers taught the solution of sorcery. Archael taught the observers of the stars. Akibiel taught signs. Tamiel taught astronomy. And Asaradel taught the motion of the moon. And men, being destroyed, cried out, and their voice reached to heaven. Then Michael and Gabriel, Ephael, Suriel, and Uriel looked down from heaven, and saw the quantity of blood which was shed on earth, and all the iniquity which was done upon it, and said one to another, It is the voice of their cries. The earth deprived of her children has cried, and now to you, ye holy ones of heaven, the souls of men complain, saying, Obtain justice for us with the Most High. Then they said to their Lord, the King, Thou art Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings. The throne of thy glory is forever and ever is thy name sanctified and glorified. Thou art blessed and glorified. Thou hast made all things, thou possessest power over all things, and all things are opened and manifest before thee. Thou beholdest all things, and nothing can be concealed from thee. Thou hast seen what Azazel has done, how he has taught every species of iniquity upon earth, and has disclosed to the world all the secret things which are done in the heavens. Samyaza also has taught sorcery, to whom thou hast given authority over those who are associated with him. They have gone together to the daughters of men, have lain with them, have become polluted, and have discovered crimes to them. The women likewise have brought forth giants. Thus has the whole earth been filled with blood and iniquity. And now behold, the souls of those who are dead cry out, and complain even to the gate of heaven. Their groaning ascends, nor can they escape from the unrighteousness which is committed on earth. Thou knowest all things before they exist.
Thou knowest these things, and what has been done by them, yet thou dost not speak to us.
What on account of these things ought we to do to them? Then the Most High, the Great and Holy One, spoke, and sent Arsaelelier to the son of Lamech, saying, Say to him in my name, Conceal thyself. Then explain to him the consummation which is about to take place, for all the earth shall perish, the waters of a deluge shall come over the whole earth, and all things which are in it shall be destroyed. And now teach him how he may escape, and how his seed may remain in all the earth. Again the Lord said to Ephel, Bind Azazel hand and foot, cast him into darkness, and opening the desert which is in Judeo, cast him in there. Throw upon him hurled and pointed stones, covering him with darkness, there shall he remain forever. Cover his face, that he may not see the light. And in the great day of judgment let him be cast into the fire. East or the earth, which the angels have corrupted, and announce life to it, that I may revive it. All the sons of men shall not perish in consequence of every secret, by which the watchers have destroyed, and which they have taught their offspring. All the earth has been corrupted by the effects of the teaching of Azazel. To him therefore ascribed the whole crime. To Gabriel also the Lord said, Go to the biters, to the reprobates, to the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication, the offspring of the watchers. From among men bring them forth, and excite them one against another. Let them perish by mutual slaughter, for length of days shall not be theirs. They shall all entreat thee, but their fathers shall not obtain their wishes respecting them, for they shall hope for eternal life, and that they may live, each of them, 500 years. To Michael likewise the Lord said, Go and announce his crime to Samiaza, and to the others, who are with him, who have been associated with women, that they might be polluted with all their impurity.
And when all their sons shall be slain, when they shall see the perdition of their beloved, bind them for 70 generations underneath the earth, even to the day of judgment, and of consummation, until the judgment, the effect of which will last forever, be completed.
Then shall they be taken away into the lowest depths of the fire in torments, and in confinement shall they be shut up forever. Immediately after this shall he, together with them, burn and perish. They shall be bound until the consummation of many generations. Destroy all the souls addicted to dalliance, and the offspring of the watchers, for they have tyrannized over mankind. Let every oppressor perish from the face of the earth, let every evil work be destroyed. The plant of righteousness and of rectitude appear, and its produce become a blessing. Piteousness and rectitude shall be forever planted with delight. And then shall all the saints give thanks, and live until they have begotten 1,000 children, while the whole period of their youth and their Sabbaths shall be completed in peace. In those days all the earth shall be cultivated in righteousness. It shall be wholly planted with trees, and filled with benediction. Every tree of delight shall be planted in it. In it shall vines be planted, and the vine which shall be planted in it shall yield fruit to satiety. Every seed which shall be sown in it shall produce for 1 measure 1,000, and 1 measure of olives shall produce 10 presses of oil. Purify the earth from all oppression, from all injustice, from all crime, from all impiety, and from all the pollution which is committed upon it.
Exterminate them from the earth.
Then shall all the children of men be righteous, and all nations shall pay me divine honors, and bless me, and all shall adore me. The earth shall be cleansed from all corruption, from every crime, from all punishment, and from all suffering. Neither will I again send a deluge upon it from generation to generation forever. In those days I will open the treasures of blessing which are in heaven, that I may cause them to descend upon earth, and upon all the works and labor of man. Peace and equity shall associate with the sons of men all the days of the world, in every generation of it.